Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults, and Beer. And I'm sure you're just noticing that Sandra didn't say in beer. Because Sandra is out in the Caribbean right now on a freaking cruise, and I'm sitting here flying solo, and I didn't want to bring in a new co-host, a guest, because I want some stability for this damn podcast. So, anyway, you just got me tonight. So,
hey, Bill.
Stabilize this.
Yeah, we're criming your killers and beer.
what the hell? Who are you?
We're Michael and Jeremy, and we're here to take your podcast. Ooh,
I don't know why you'd want it.
because we want to. It's October. It's spooky time. You have a spooky podcast.
Okay, you could have just emailed me to come on as a guest.
It's not nearly as fun.
What the hell are you doing?
Mike, this guy's erratic. We're gonna have to tie him up.
We're gonna have to tie you up.
What the hell?
Jeremy, grab him.
Damn it!
Oh, Jeremy, that's a great sailor's knot.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I've been practicing.
Why are you tying me up?
Because we're gonna take your podcast by force, unless you just give it to us. Are you gonna just give it to us?
Well, since you asked so rudely, no, fuck you. I'm gonna fight you.
Well, you can't because you're tied up.
Mike, I'm gonna start looking for it. Knock on this
Yeah, just find it. He can't do anything.
What the hell are you doing with the rope? Why not use handcuffs? They work so much better. Just ask the Mr. Handcuffs, Steven Zelich.
Those are expensive.
Not really. I mean,
He's got a point. Mike.
anyway, you guys are freaking amateur kidnappers. I talk about this shit all the damn time. If you're gonna want to do this right, you want to smash one of my toes with a hammer.
Oh.
You got to do that.
No.
And after you do that, you might want to put a rope around my neck, since you like ropes so much, amateurs, and just strangle it a little bit to the point where I'm about to choke out, and then like release it. So I like take a deep breath, and then I come back, and then you do it again, and bring me back, and then do it again, and then bring me back. No, if you want to do something, you do it right. Oh, you could waterboard me, but
Jeremy,
the military's got that down to a science.
We did that in 2001. I thought.
Jeremy, this guy's
You could,
insane.
yeah. So, you're gonna have to come up with something better, especially when you're dealing with somebody like me who deals with this, with this stuff week in and week out.
Oh, Jeremy, look at that. He's got tons of murder boards.
Yes, I do.
Should I smash his toe?
Well, I mean, wait, we don't want to be amateurs, do we? Oh, Jeremy! Oh, God! Oh, Jeremy!
Do it again. Do it again.
No, Jeremy, don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Do it again. Do it again.
Jeremy, no, I can't watch this. I can't watch you Gallagher his toes.
You're right, Mike. Maybe he'll tell us what we need to.
Oh, God!
I've been waiting for this day. I knew someday
All right,
somebody would be jealous.
Jeremy, I'm putting him in the closet. I'm putting him in the closet and just shut the door.
He really brought something out in me, Mike.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Let me out here. Let me out here.
Anyways, I found his podcast when we first got
Yeah,
in
we
here.
might as well just go ahead and get started, right?
There's a guitar in here. I can't reach it because you guys got me tied up.
God, do you want to take it outside?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Okay. All right, we'll be back, Bill. Don't worry.
Start talking about whatever they want. They're looking for some steal and treasure to hunt. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast. They like to get crazy, talk a lot of trash. Michael and Jeremy steal your podcast.
Welcome to Michael.
Oh, you scared me. Oh.
Welcome to Michael and Jeremy
Whoa.
Steal Your Podcast.
Oh, Jeremy.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Jeremy.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, it was so aggressive and out of the blue.
Mike, we're stealing a crazy podcast today.
Well, Jeremy, tell me more.
I run the show now.
Jeremy, if you guys didn't know, Jeremy's running this episode. I'm here. I'm along for the ride. I just showed up today. This is great. This is a great change of pace. I'm so excited. But yes, Jeremy, what podcast are we stealing?
The podcast is called Crimes, Killers, Cults, and Beer.
Oh, Jeremy, we got our beer.
We do have beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ah.
So check one. Now, slice me open, Michael.
Okay, Wagner.
So I'm still in Wagner mode. So what they do is they'll pick a murder or a crime or a cult or some true crime event that took place, and then they give a very detailed breakdown.
A lot of research, a lot of none of this Wikipedia spouting off bullshit. You know, a real deep dive.
They really get into the nitty gritty of what these monsters do.
And a little humor, a little sprinkled in there.
No, they have. He's got a wonderful new co-host that he's ranting and raving about, and she's really turned the show into something else. It's good. It's good stuff going on over there.
Absolutely.
So what I did is that I found a series, because we do everything
Better, faster, stronger, hornier.
absolutely. So I picked out a series of stories for us to go through. There's good enough detail.
Oh, okay. It's like a flash cut, you know?
Yeah. We're
Or
gonna
a smash cut.
We're gonna do 5 of their episodes really fast.
Oh, okay. All right. Very cool. I love it. It doesn't intrinsically hold any of the value that we just kind of said, where they deep dive and don't just read the Wikipedia stats.
That's what they do.
Right?
This is a different thing. This is
okay.
what we do.
This is the better version.
Mike, have you ever heard of a guy called Israel Keys?
Is that near the Florida Keys?
Not at all.
Just is it in between Israel and the Florida Keys?
Israel Keys was a man.
Oh, a man.
A man who was born in 1978
Good year.
in Utah.
A beautiful place. A lot of mountains, Mormons.
It's actually, Mike, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head.
I did.
He was the second.
He was a mountain?
He was a mountain.
Oh.
His dick was huge. They called him the mountain.
Shut up, Wagner.
He was the second of 10 children in a Mormon family.
Oh, he was Mormon and a mountain.
But that family quickly, Mike, they after having all of those children, decided that the Mormon way of life was not for them, and they became
Judaism.
They became Muslims, hardcore
Oh,
Muslims.
the opposite.
No, they became Christian fundamentalists.
Oh, okay. So what's the difference between Mormonism and fundamentalism?
Circumcision, I think.
Oh, okay. Very good.
They lived way off the grid, like Mormons do.
Uh-huh.
And they had no running water, no electricity.
Well, Jeremy, I can tell you right now that Mormons do not live off the grid. They live in full-fledged, very nice communities.
Well, they also do build their stuff on a grid.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yes.
They do build it.
So when I went to Utah and I saw all the Mormon houses, they were all really, really, really nice.
Yeah.
Like really nice houses. And you would just look over this neighborhood of houses and there'd be a steeple.
Just a bunch of churches.
Little churches mixed in with the houses.
Interesting. Why do they need so many churches?
I don't know, Jeremy, because it was like literally a church surrounded by maybe 50 houses by the time you hit the next church inside of the neighborhood.
So what you can say about these Mormons is that they're pretty good at planning.
Are they?
They're pretty good at figuring out a plan and putting it together and executing that plan.
Well, they do like selling Airbnbs.
They have to build them first.
Mm.
So I'm mixing Mormons up with
Ours was a
with
finished
Amish.
basement.
I just treat all the Mormon like they're
They're
Amish.
very different, Jeremy.
You know, with long beards.
Didn't you see the second wife or whatever it was called, the fourth wife?
I've never seen that. No.
Catherine
Zeta-Jones,
Catherine Zeta. What was the guy's name?
Jim Morris,
Was it?
Kirk Douglas.
Wasn't it the guy who played Lieutenant Dan?
Oh, I'm blanking on his name.
Gary
Sinise.
Sinise?
Yep, Gary Sinise.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
We were on the right track. I think Gary Sinise was the Mormon in my second wife.
Oh. Did he ever murder anybody?
It's possible. It was a crime show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Breaking Bad, except with Mormons. I don't remember if that's
Mormon
this is
crime.
True. I think that's what it was. I didn't see the show.
Well, Israel and his 9 brothers and sisters, they were all homeschooled and had very little interaction
Okay.
with the world around them. which can make someone grow up like detached, right?
Yes.
Kind of feel like they're not part of the bigger picture.
Yes, indeed.
When Israel was a teenager, he started killing small animals.
That's not great.
Which we've heard about this trope, right? This is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
If-
Classic.
If the kid likes to harm animals, there's something going on.
Yeah.
He did it for pleasure, is what he said.
Not business?
No, he didn't kill it to eat it. He was fascinated with death. So it's said.
It's very morbid.
He also would break into like neighbors' houses and stuff, steal guns and all sorts of things.
As a child?
As a teenager.
As a teenager.
This
Well,
is-
sort of child.
Yeah, he's
The
teenager.
next tier.
The second of 10 kids, you know, with all this angst probably. Well,
Listening to his emo music. What year was this? You said 78 he was born?
He was born in 78.
So as a teenager, he's in the early 90s. So
About that.
He's a 90s teenager. He's watching Nickelodeon for the first time.
They didn't have electricity or running water.
Watching the Nickelodeon through the neighbor's windows
They
before
live-
he breaks in.
They were all homeschooled and lived far, far away from everybody else.
Had to run really far to get to that neighbor's house.
Well, he took all this angst and his fascination with death, and he joined the army in 1998.
Okay.
He served in Fort Lewis, Fort Hood, and in Egypt until his honorable discharge in 2001.
Honorable. Usually
Yes.
those guys are dishonorably discharged because they do something super fucked up and weird.
He helped plan the 9/11.
What?
Yes. He was discharged in 2001.
Oh, okay.
He was known as a reliable soldier, is what's
Mm.
said about him when they asked his squad, his platoon people, his brothers in arms. They said he was a reliable soldier, but he did have a drinking problem.
And he sure did love killing bad guys. He really seemed to enjoy that part.
He kept all their fingernails in a jar.
It was weird. He would pile up the corpses and give them names and try to feed them.
Sometime after he was discharged from the military, he took his skills of being able to plan, come up with a strategy, and to execute that plan.
This is not going to go well.
No, this is not going to go well. So when this guy decided, Mike, that he was going to start his murder spree,
Oh, no.
he did something that, this is the reason I picked this story, is because I've never seen anything where someone put this much thought into their killing, as well as it seeming so random. There didn't really seem to be too much of a connection to the people he killed. He did kill more women than he did men, I believe. But what he would do is he would travel across the country and put together what he called murder kits.
Murder kits.
So he'd buy like a bucket at Home Depot and fill it with weapons, tools, anything he needed for the murder. And he'd bury it in a random city in a random state. And he'd just go around making these buckets. He'd put cash in it, all sorts of stuff in them. And then when he decided to, years later, whenever it was, he would drive back to that city, dig it up, kill somebody in that city, get rid of the murder bucket, and never go back to that city again.
Oh, so then he can't put it on a new murder bucket.
No, it's done. He already buried his murder bucket.
Yeah. How many murder buckets do you think he buried before he started killing people?
You know, that's actually a good question because he eventually, when he did get caught, he had found this woman, strangled her, beat her up.
Was that his MO? Just beaten up with hands?
He used all sorts of different methods.
Oh, and it is a full spectrum
Yeah,
of murder ways.
that's why it looked like random killings across the country.
Oh.
And so he found this woman, strangled her, beat her, and then left her in a shed. They were in Alaska. He left her in a shed
Oh, these buckets go all the way to Alaska?
all the way to Alaska. I think at this
Wow.
point he was living in Alaska.
Okay.
He killed this woman, put her in the shed, and let her freeze over winter while he went on a vacation, a family vacation.
Oh.
And when he came back from that vacation, he took pictures with the body and sent them as a ransom
He took pictures of him with the body?
to make it look like the body was not with him, but pictures of the body like it was still alive,
Oh.
to do a ransom, and so that people thought the girl was still alive.
Oh, okay. So he like propped up the body like brushing its teeth in the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, he brushed the teeth, did the makeup, got the hair. Well, he had to defrost her first.
Oh. He posed her laughing at behind a poker table.
Well, you know, these are very laughable things, Mike, but he was known to like do a lot of rape too. Like, for all these things. So, you know.
I was hoping because you hadn't mentioned it, so I was like, well, at least he's not raping these women.
Yeah, I mean, it was part of his what they eventually found out is he also did like to rape the victims as well.
Oh.
But no, Mike, you were joking?
What?
You had jokes?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So it was the abduction and murder. Her name was Samantha Koenig, and he kidnapped her in 2012. And then he also murdered a couple in 2011, Bill and Lorraine Currier.
So I'm noticing, Jeremy, that these dates are getting closer to the now.
Yes, this is getting more recent.
This is scary.
Yeah. What ended up getting him caught, though, is that same woman that he had beaten up, probably raped, and took the picture of. He had been using...
She was still alive.
No, she was dead.
Oh.
No. He started using her debit card across several different states.
Oh.
And this is what pinged him as suspicious. And they did end up finding and catching him. During the interrogation.
That's strange. She never went. She was a vegan. Why is there so many Carl's Jr. charges on her credit card?
And this is 2012. Imagine if it was back in 1998. They'd be like, she's alive. She's just going around doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Look, gosh, she just bought some juice in Arizona.
Yeah.
Juice in a saw.
Strange.
So he did get caught, and during the interrogation, he confessed to multiple murders, and just like all these guys, and I did so many more.
Yeah, why
right?
did they do that? They're like, well, you got me, so I guess I might as well tell you all of it.
That's to pump the numbers up.
Oh, because he
Pump
wants
your
the
numbers
credit.
up.
He
Yeah.
wants the credit.
Obviously, this guy's insane, right? He refused to give a detailed information.
Wait, Jim, I need to see if I can get a really nice pull into the microphone.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hold on.
Oh, here, let me join you.
Right.
Anyways, this guy was
common theme is rapid vape pulls.
By the way, this guy was a real fucking prick. He raped that girl. Mike was making fun of it.
No.
Anyways.
Can you change the word? He committed sexual assault?
Oh, he touched her. No. She said no. He said yes.
Oh, no.
Okay. He did refuse to give any detailed information about where bodies were. He just said, I killed a lot more than you think I did, fuckers. And then he ended up in December 2012. He committed suicide in his jail cell.
Pussy.
Leaving behind a blood-stained suicide note.
Where did he get the blood from?
It's what he did is that he slit both of his wrists
and then hung himself.
It's
a little overkill, literally.
Yep. He slit both of his wrists and then he hung himself.
In a jail cell?
In a jail cell. Using the sheets on the bed.
Wow, sheets must be really sharp to
cut his
wrists open.
Yep. I think he bit them open himself. It's like
he bit his own wrists open?
He bit his own wrist open.
Oh my God.
Come here, let me throw it on that thing. So the full extent of his crimes still remain unknown.
Yeah.
How many people he actually killed, and who in other places his kills were attributed to other people.
Right,
because he was doing them randomly.
Yeah, well, randomly and in different ways, changing his MO. Did he? I mean, did he always sexually assault his victims?
No, it ranged. It was all different.
So yeah, he didn't even have that to go on.
Yep.
So
it wasn't just women.
He sure just did love killing.
Now that couple that he killed, he did kill the husband. Then the wife said no. He said yes.
Oh.
And then he killed her after that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
That's not great.
You want me to use a different word like grape?
Well, no, a sexual assault will work fine. That'll work. That's a great placeholder.
Okay. Yeah, that's Israel Keys, dude. He was born in 1978.
What year did he commit self-inflicted death?
He bit his own wrists open and hung himself brutally in 2012.
Oh God. Okay.
December
A
2012.
little over 10 years ago.
On your birthday.
On my birthday.
On your birthday.
So Israel Keys' death day is the same as my birthday.
Yep.
Uh,
I think he wrote your name in blood on the wall when he hung himself.
I would have been
A young man.
a young man. Math. 12.
You out of
24.
college. You're out of college.
I would have been 24 years old.
Uh-huh. That man was doing all of that stuff
Happy birthday to me.
when you were a teenager.
He was doing
He
the
was
horrible
doing
things.
horrible things as well.
Well, I wasn't associated with that. Why are you looking at me
mean-
like that?
Where were you? Were you in Utah then?
Where was I?
You keep talking about how much you like Utah. Yeah, that guy, man. Israel Keys.
Not Jeremy, not R.I.P. I hope he doesn't R.I.P. How about that?
I hope his rest is very uncomfortable.
Yes, I hope he has a very rest in uncomfortability. R.I.U.
Mike, can you hit that vape?
Oh yeah. Just right into the mic. You know, we gotta stay consistent with the crime and the cults and the killers and the beer.
You know, Israel Keys isn't the only piece of shit that I have on my list today. Mike.
I want to hear more, Jeremy. I mean, these people can't get enough of it. Neither can I. You know, just for the record, everybody, I don't like these.
Mike
I
makes
don't like
Mike
doing
makes
true crime.
us do true crime for Halloween.
I do it for you. It's what you want. It's lame and stupid. And I don't know why you guys listen to true crime.
It's scary.
It hurts. It's
freaks-
painful.
People are monsters. Mike, when you're thinking about like a little village,
And
right?
having sex with women.
Like a town.
Wait, no.
When you think about a town and there's like the NPC characters of a town, right? You've got like your police officer, the
Fire ladies,
right?
police
all these
ladies.
people. You know, these friendly faces too that you would think people like a baker, perhaps.
Yes.
Someone who makes bread for the town.
Very important role.
Mhm.
I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have a local baker.
Back in the day, Mike, those were important roles.
I would stand to say they still are.
Well, I get all mine from Post.
You have your bread mailed? You get your bread mailed to you?
By a cereal company?
Oh. I thought you meant like post, like by post.
No, I get it quick. Post haste.
Mm.
Well, in 1939,
Oh, way back.
there was a baby boy born. This baby boy, his name was Robert Christian Hansen.
Oh, one of the Hanson brothers.
Yes, he was their grandfather.
Oh, their grandfather. Yes.
He was the son. Oh, he was born in Iowa. I should mention that's important. 1939 Iowa.
A horrible place.
Not a lot of good
Hellscape.
stuff going on. Trains, a lot of trains. He was the son of a Danish immigrant and a baker. That's where he learned his trade.
Hello, it's me, your father.
And he did tend to have, or he did have a bad relationship with his dad because his dad was very domineering, very Danish domineering man.
Eat your sausage
And he also makes waffles for a living,
and your waffles.
which are far superior to pancakes.
Nope, no, they're not.
He was shy and awkward as a boy. This Robert.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
the pants that his dad would make him wear.
Bobby Hansen.
Yeah.
He was just a shy boy. He was shy and awkward. He had a severe stutter,
Oh,
And-
that's unfortunate.
terrible acne. Like, think about the bad cases of acne that you where it's
Yeah.
like all over your cheeks,
Oh, it's just like riddled.
everywhere,
Mhm.
pockmarks from scratching them and
Oh,
popping,
God.
and all that stuff, which did make him the target of being bullied.
Oh,
A lot of ridicule.
bully's not fun.
You can learn a lot from being bullied too.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should put on deodorant and they'll stop calling me fucking stink pit.
Stink pit McFinger. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, we'll find out later. I will save that for another episode. Well, he did, after all of this torment and bullying, and, you know, he's probably looking, he comes home and his dad's probably like, oh,
Go out to the waffle
how-
fields.
how was your day, pimple face?
Yeah.
You know, is probably getting it at home too. He's getting it at school and he's getting it at home.
Make sure to wash your dumb face.
Well, why are you so awkward and shy? Is it because you're a stink-picked McFaggot boy?
I don't even think we're doing Danish.
Whatever. So he's being ridiculed by his parents and everybody, and I assume the neighborhood nurse, everybody was making fun of this kid. The social rejection and resentment towards women,
In particular?
probably because
Women are the worst bullies.
well, and you know, you pine for a woman. You got all these emotions as a young boy, and you want the girls
Yeah.
to like you, and they make fun of you instead.
And they just know where to hit you. They can hit you where it hurts.
Right in the stinky acne face.
Okay.
He was a fat boy, Bobby.
Oh, was he?
I assume
Sure.
people are making fun of him. He wasn't fit. I know that.
Well, you could be a gangly guy.
Oh, look at your pimple face and your six-pack abs. Oh, what are you gonna do? Pick me up and carry me?
I can see your bones.
Oh, Bobby Hansen, the fastest runner in school. Ooh. He wasn't a track star, you know? So as this antisocial behavior started to ramp up, Mike, around the age of 18, he set fire to a school bus garage.
A garage.
A garage full of school buses.
Oh.
Mike, this is a severe crime.
Arsony.
So they gave him a whopping 20 months in a reformatory school
Jeremy, that's a year and 8 months.
so he could learn the errors of his
And
ways.
karate.
And karate. They did also teach karate and baking, which was beneficial to him. People still made fun of him, though.
He didn't learn baking from his dad, who hated him?
He knew about baking. That's why it was so easy when he got there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but they still made fun of him.
So
He made the best croissants, and they still made fun of this kid.
Oh my God, those bastards! One bite of a good croissant, Jeremy, can bring the world together. It really can.
And if his dad stopped making like pizza dough and putting it on his face every night before he went to bed, it probably wouldn't have had all that acne. I know what to clear it up: eggs and dough.
And that's why they call you pizza face.
Oh, sit down, Bobby, my little Belgian waffle.
Oh, is he Irish now?
I don't know. So, this was the beginning. This was the first. It kicked it all off, right? His thirst for crime, just like the last story.
Yeah.
This guy ended up making his way to Alaska,
Sure.
which if you look at the numbers, there's a lot of bad people move to Alaska,
But there's not a lot of people to do bad stuff too in Alaska.
or there's not a lot of people to find out if you've done bad stuff.
I can see.
Right,
Yes.
a lot of people get eaten by bears and whatnot, and it's just
Yeah.
things of such
Dexter
nature.
moved to Alaska.
And he was a superhero.
What? No, he was a serial killer.
Oh, I must have missed. I didn't get it.
He's a fake serial killer.
Well, was really killing people, wasn't he?
Well, he wasn't really killing. It was fiction. It was fiction, and he was only killing other killers.
Michael justifying murder.
Well, we do it to pedophiles, hopefully.
No, we give them very light sentences.
Well, they give him the death
It's
penalty
actually
now.
insane what we do in this country when it comes to who gets the worst crime punishments. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Well, how about, I have a question for you, Jeremy. If you
Yeah.
have a serial killer that they catch and then they put in the prison system, and the guy says, "Kill me, just fry me, I want it, do it now," would you do it, or would you say that's what he wants? Let's just let him rot in prison for the rest of his life.
I think that it's an unfortunate reality that those people do have to be put down. I don't think that I'd be the one who'd volunteer to want to do it.
Oh, I wouldn't. No, I could never pull the trigger.
Yeah, which some people make whole careers off that stuff.
No, I'm the guy in the crowd who's laughing at the witch who's being hung, right, in town square and screaming, "Witch!"
Did you dress her up like this? No. Yes.
Because she's made of wood.
A duck. All right, so this guy made his way to Alaska in 1967. So he's
Okay.
still a young man. This is a young, still probably full of pimples.
He's about 29. He was born in 38.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
20. Yeah, he did open up a bakery in Anchorage, Alaska, and he started a family. Oh,
Oh wow.
Bobby Hansen got a girl.
So, I thought I just figured he would make them out of dough.
He did. He made a bunch of ginger dead men.
Ginger dead man.
Gary Busey was there.
And he made a family.
So yeah,
A gluten-free family.
he did start this family, and he appeared to everybody to be a respectable businessman and a family man. But that wasn't enough for him. That wasn't enough for him.
So he had it all.
Every night he's thinking about this fire that he did, and he goes, "I could top that."
Oh.
You know, none of that's confirmed, but I'm putting my brain inside this man's pimply head. Soon his dark urges, Mike.
His dark passenger?
His dark urges would soon be resurfaced. He started by committing petty theft, and he went back to arson. Good old arson. Good old trusty arson.
Wait, so he lit one of the 4 buildings in Alaska on fire?
Every building except his bakery.
Yeah.
He's like, who's doing this?
It's insane. I hope they don't get my bakery.
But soon after these little acts of crime, he escalated to abduction and murder. His victims were usually sex workers or exotic dancers, whom he would pick up under the guise of being a friendly customer.
A trick.
He was...
It's how most new murderers find victims. They find somebody else who's doing some illegal stuff, and then he does more illegal things like murder them.
Mike, he would take these sex workers and he would take them back to his cabin. And he would torture them, and he'd not care if they said no.
Did he make his bread family watch?
Well, he would torture them and he would sexually assault them before he'd release them into the wilderness to then hunt them like prey.
Oh, that's not great. That took a turn. Normally, it's just like you've done it. You've done the horrible thing, but now he wants to really drag it out.
So he goes, I stole a candy bar. I set a bus on fire.
Hunt people for
I
sport.
abducted this person and let them go. I abducted this person and I murdered them. I abducted this person, had sex with them, and then released them in the woods to then hunt them down like the predator.
The 50s.
Bobby Hansen.
Classic 50s.
So he did this to quite a few people.
Define quite a few, because I don't think I would like any number more than 1.
So let's get to what
Sure.
brought him down.
Okay.
We'll get to what brought him down. He was arrested in 83.
Oh, that's too many years, Jeremy. That's too many years of hunting people for sport.
He was active between 67 and 83.
That's too many years. Oh.
And what happened was Cindy Paulson, a 17-year-old sex worker, escaped from his truck and told the police.
Oh, so she got away.
She got away.
Thank goodness.
Like Thad.
Like that, yeah.
The durable.
The durable.
This is Cindy, the non-compliant.
Cindy, the anarchist.
Cindy, the snitch. So they did once they got a search warrant. They searched his property, and they found a map, Mike.
A treasure map?
They found a map with X's on it.
A treasure map.
A treasure map. And the treasure were sex workers' bodies.
Oh, that's not great. See, unlike our treasure, it's filled with Blackbeard's dildo and diamonds and gold and silver.
Well, I assume all these women at one point were also filled up by Blackbeard's dildo.
Oh.
Against their will.
But this is not treasure. This was dead hookers.
And then beaten with it. He did confess to 17 murders.
He confessed to 17.
Though it is believed he killed up to 30 women.
So this is kind of the opposite. So he says he did 17.
But they think he did 30.
So they think that he did 30. That's probably due to like missing persons reports in the area that are around the same time that he was active.
Body shows up. It's got strange cuts on it. We assume it was an animal attack, but we don't really know.
Yeah.
He hunted them down in the woods.
If you were going to get hunted by somebody, what would you do?
Cover yourself in mud.
Predator style. So we're going back to Predator. A very popular movie in the 50s.
I'd make a series of traps, booby traps with sharpened wood and weights.
Yes.
pulleys and levers that I've created in the woods.
Now, do you think he gave them like a decent head start into cover, or
I think he watched him for a while.
do you think that he let them go in a field and just let them run a couple yards and then like just started shooting at them?
It says he released them into the woods to hunt them like prey. So I assumed he let them run into the woods and gave them a head start.
It's gross. And yeah, he was a soldier, right? No, that was the last guy.
He was a baker. A pimply, fat, stinky baker.
A different kind of soldier.
Yes. He also preferred waffles.
Pancakes are way better.
He was sentenced to 461 years in prison
4 centuries
without a possibility of parole.
See, I've always thought that was strange, and I still do. We've discussed it before, the sentencing, multiple life sentences. It's like, why? Just one life sentence. It covers the gamut,
It doesn't, though. Like, I think what is it, 45 years or something? Is a life sentence?
A life sentence? I thought it was until you die.
No,
like, you
that's
die
why
there.
you get multiple life sentences, because you will eventually be released. We don't like that, but we don't have the death penalty, so you'll stay you
for
get
400
2 life
years.
sentences. Yeah.
And who knows? You might make it.
And it's also such a crazy charge, 461 years. No matter what he does to bump time down, it will never be bumped down enough for him to be free. So whatever prison programs, things he can do to get time off or get the possibility of parole, he will never be able to have the chance to get parole ever. And he did die in 2014. I didn't see the cause of death, though. I couldn't find the cause of death.
Well, what year was it?
2014.
2014. So it was. He was born in 38.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 62 plus.
It's probably of old age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not giving you vitamins and
God
stuff.
bless. Died
Thoughts and prayers.
Died in his sleep. God bless. That's how we all want to go out.
Well, I mean, I would have much rather liked to have seen somebody hunt him, right?
Naked.
That would have. Were they naked?
Well, he sexually assaulted them, and then he'd torture them, sexually assault them, and then release them to hunt them. So I doubt he was like, now put your clothes
after
on.
carefully clothing them.
Now put your clothes on. Here, I made you some soup. You look cold.
I have a plate of waffles for you.
This one's made out of Stephanie. Yeah, that was Robert Christian Hansen.
I see.
It's a terrifying man.
Yeah, not great.
He had a family.
Yeah, dope people.
They both had these families, the Israel Keys and Robert Christian Hansen.
Yeah, how can you have Jeremy? What I would do, it's like the dream.
To what?
To have a
to
family.
rape and
No,
girls?
no,
Oh, okay.
not that one.
Well,
Nope.
you weren't very clear.
Yeah. What, you don't want to do that?
No, I don't like the cold like that.
Yeah, I don't like Alaska. I wouldn't. I'd like to visit. I would love to visit Alaska. Take a cruise, see some moose, right? Make a snowman, and then bail.
Get sexually assaulted by a baker.
No. Avoid that. I would actively avoid that part. Well, so far, Jeremy, what you're telling me is Alaska's filled with murderers.
I think I saw that somewhere too.
Jeremy, we have listeners in Alaska now. I don't want to alienate them.
Be careful. Lock your doors.
Oh my God! If you're in Alaska, you don't know. If you don't know,
Go gluten free.
you're surrounded by murderers.
Stay away from Mormons. If you're in Anchorage, stay away from Mormons. Oh wow, some people are terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
And these poor people, they just wanted to buy a bagel. Next thing you know, they're trying to sell their cooch and eat a bagel.
Yep, that's all they want. And you know what? This is America, even if it is Alaska, which is sort of Canada.
It's more like Russia.
No, it's no.
I mean, yeah, it's more like Russia.
I disagree.
No,
I disagree.
it's way above Canada.
But it's still
It's
connected.
on the same
It's
thing.
hugely connected by
Yeah,
Canada.
but it's on the same thing. as
Alaska's
Russia.
the biggest state.
It is our biggest state. Yes.
Yeah, and it's touching a lot of Canada.
Mhm.
Yes.
All of Canada pretty much touches America. Yeah, it's in America.
And Alaska touches it too, Jeremy, which is also America.
Mhm.
And there's people there. And those people, they want to live like, they still pay American taxes.
They sure do.
Actually, I think you get a lot of tax cuts living in Atlanta, Alaska.
Shout out Atlanta.
No, Atlanta, they make you pay massive taxes.
Mike, we've got all these murderers that were caught and were interrogated and confessed to their crimes, and and one of them self-deleted. The other one was deleted by God in his rest. How about a story about where they never caught the murderer?
Oh, I'm intrigued, Jeremy. I'm locked in. Wait, does that mean I could be this murderer?
It very well could have been you if you were active between the years of 1935 and 1938.
Oh, God. Oh, no, Jeremy.
These murders are known as the Cleveland Torso Murderer, was his moniker.
Oh.
He was also called the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run,
Oh.
which is way lamer than the Cleveland Torso Murderer.
The Cleveland Torso Murderer, because he just murders torsos?
Yes. He only attacked quadriplegics.
Quadriplegics and the multiple amputees.
No, the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run, he was active between 35 and 38. He left behind 12 confirmed victims. I do say he, but that's not confirmed. It very well could have been a woman. We're not sexist on this podcast.
We're definitely not.
That terrible, terrible, horrible monster could have been a lady.
Very inclusive.
We know that women are capable of it. Left behind 12 confirmed victims, though the true number may be higher, like in most of these cases. It was poor people, transients, people with nowhere to go.
Gypsies.
Yeah, gypsies, train hoppers, hitchhikers. They were found dismembered with their torsos frequently missing heads and limbs.
So it's just so
they'd
he's
come
not-
across a
He's
torso.
not killing torsos. He's leaving torsos.
He's leaving torsos.
Ugh.
Which is, I mean, he's got a duffel bag?
I mean, it's the most non-appealing part of the body is the
just-
torso.
He goes, identify this. This is a time before people were getting tattoos and all that. It's just a torso.
Yeah, it's just a torso. I don't even. Did they do fingerprints in the 30s?
I don't think so.
I'm sure they did. Fingerprints.
I'm going to say 70s.
The English had begun using fingerprints in July of 1858.
What were they doing? Making artwork out of it?
No, that was when people started. Well, in 1686, physiologist Marcello Malpighi examined fingerprints under a microscope and realized that they were different.
Do me a favor. Look up, when did the police start using...
The use of fingerprints for identification has a long history, with evidence of fingerprints dating back to ancient times.
When did the police start using fingerprints to identify suspects? Not when did we start giving a shit about fingerprints. When were they used to catch criminals?
1903.
1903.
Police began using fingerprints in the U.S. in 1903 when the New York Police Department, New York State Prison System, and the Federal Bureau of Prisons implemented a fingerprint system. However, because remember, all you need, Jeremy, is just ink.
Yep.
And putting it down.
Yep.
Very simple. However, the use of fingerprints for identification dates back thousands of years and has been used in several cultures.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
what a brilliant idea, though, too, to use the fingerprints of. I mean, obviously, it starts with. Now we get our fingerprints done when we go get ID or whatever. We put our fingerprints into the system.
They had mine done when I was in elementary school.
Right. Right.
Like,
they put us into a database before we've committed any crime.
Right. So that way, if we do,
it started off as a thing that you fingerprinted criminals.
Oh, it's like Minority Report.
Yeah. They were getting us future crime. They were to catch us in the future.
Yes.
But then what a brilliant idea. I could see someone passing that law, not law, whatever, passing that to be done to criminals. So you can go, oh, wait, haven't you been here before? And they pull up a criminal record. There's their fingerprint. They go, repeat offender. It does make sense to fingerprint the criminal.
Uh-huh.
Especially if you think they're going to go out and do it again.
Mm.
So this being back, I guess they did have but there were no fingers.
Couldn't
on the scene of the crime.
You need fingers for fingerprints, Jeremy.
They couldn't tell who was who. It was just a torso. Probably a pretty fit torso as well. This is after World War I.
Yeah.
Ramping up to World War II.
Yeah.
We were all small and skinny.
We didn't have McDonald's.
Not yet. God rest them.
R.I.P.
What'd you do that one episode? Was it Patrick Stewart?
What?
We brought up Patrick Stewart. You went, rest in peace.
No, you did.
Is that me?
Yes.
No, dang it. So the bodies were discovered in various locations around Cleveland, particularly in the poor area known as Kingsbury Run.
I think Cleveland at one point was the crime capital of
I do think
at least America.
I do think so. What makes this case so interesting to me isn't just that it was torsos left behind, but the investigator, the guy who was looking into it.
There's like a Clouseau character.
Yes.
Ooh, I love
very
it.
much so. If you don't know his name, I'll tell you who he is. His name was Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness. That sounds familiar.
Yes. He's the guy who brought down Al Capone.
Oh, and so he's working the torso.
He's working the
torso murders.
Yes. It's the same guy. But despite extensive efforts, including demolishing shanty towns and interrogating numerous suspects, the killer was never caught.
So this guy put in to demolishing neighborhoods to find this guy.
We're tearing down shanty towns, which is like transient. It's a homeless community.
Camps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back then they were a little classier because they would build them out of wood and stuff. They just weren't up to code or nothing. They build their own buildings, not just in tents. They had built towns that were homeless people knew.
Yeah, homeless people just don't have the drive that they used to have.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Continue to be homeless.
You know what it is? It's all those damn handouts.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all those damn social programs are keeping these fucking, oh, here's a tent.
Our homeless people could essentially build their own homes and then they wouldn't be homeless anymore.
They could build their own town, their own economy,
but
their
you're
own church.
contributing to the problem, you know?
They never let these people thrive. They just give them everything and keep them poor.
Next time you see a homeless guy, hand him some hinges and a hammer. Like, that's all you gotta do. Give him a hammer, give him a drill.
And a cigarette. I always give him a cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
They're hardworking. They got a lot of fucking building to do.
They got a lot of building they gotta go do.
Well, there was a suspect, though. It was a doctor, Dr. Francis E. Sweeney. He was a World War I vet with a history of mental illness and substance abuse. Although he failed 2 lie detector tests, he was never charged due to lack of evidence and his family's political connections. The case remains unsolved to this day.
So there's a very good chance that this doctor was out amputating people's limbs, maybe reliving some sort of moment in war, right?
Maybe he was a medic.
Yeah, well,
maybe seeing all the bodies explode.
I mean, even in World War I don't think we were hacking off limbs, were we?
I mean, who knows what?
I guess if it was so mangled that you needed a clean cut on the arm so you can tourniquet it.
And then also maybe the horrors of, because what we call PTSD now was
prevent the gangrene,
was called shell shock back then because of the heavy use of artillery.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that anyone was ever used to.
Yeah, it was horrible PTSD.
So you're seeing people blow up and their body parts flying. So maybe there's something there.
Do we know how accurate these cuts were? Like, did it ever go into maybe like...
It does say that most of the time it would just be a torso found, or sometimes they'd find other limbs.
So like I'm curious to find out if the surgical, if these cuts were seemingly surgical, if they were
not
done
crude.
Yeah, like not butchered, or were they cleanly cut by somebody who knows how to easily remove an arm and where the joints are and stuff.
Germany's grim mystery.
Ooh.
So there are these people. I'm not even going to get through all their names and whatnot. But in 1922, this family, the Grubers in Bavaria.
Oh, the Grubers.
They were living in this in their country farm home, and they started noticing stuff was a little out of, like, I didn't leave the chair there. Like,
why is my Belgian waffle maker not where I put it last?
Where's the baker?
Where's the baker?
So they found like a magazine that no one had purchased, and it was sitting on the table. And they were just noticing these weird things, and they tell people about, like, this weird stuff's happening whenever they get to town. They live far from town.
So while they're gone, somebody could go in there and mess with their Belgian waffle maker.
So what ended up happening?
I know that Belgium is not in Germany, okay?
Via Belgian.
They just have close access.
The family members were all found murdered. They were killed with a mattock.
Jeremy, can you do one where everyone lives? Can you do one where everyone lives and the killer doesn't kill anybody? It's like, okay.
So the evidence that they found, this is wild. They were found all killed and stacked on top of each other in the barn. The killers stayed in the house for several days, eating their food and caring for the animals.
Yeah.
And then disappeared. Well, I got one here about a boy. He was 3 to 7 years old. He was found in a cardboard box outside of Philadelphia in 1957. He was bruised.
He was
but
alive?
No, he was found dead.
Damn it.
He had a fresh haircut. It was a crude haircut, and his nails had been freshly trimmed. They claimed that it could have been this woman who had lost her child and then abused this boy, but it could not be substantiated. The new DNA testing came out, and they were hopeful, but they could not identify who the child was, and he is known as America's unknown child, the boy in the box.
Oh.
Now, this show, they talk about crime, killers, cults, and
beer. Well, I mean, I guess they drink beer.
Well, I found crime involving beer.
Ooh, tell me more. I love it. No more killing. Great. Perfect. Beer crime.
Yes, nothing could go wrong with beer crime.
That's right, Jeremy.
So this is known as the the beer bottle killer.
God damn it.
Between January and March
damn it, Jeremy.
of 1978, a man named Herbert Smalls committed a series of brutal murders in Chicago. Now, what Smalls would do is he would lure his victims into secluded areas and then bludgeon them to death using beer bottles.
Oh, God.
His spree shocked the community due to their sheer brutality and randomness of the attacks. Although most of his victims were women.
Always beer bottles?
He would approach the women and he would offer them beer or ask to join him in drinking.
Uh-huh.
Once they were isolated, he would use the beer bottles to attack them. He primarily attacked women because they were more vulnerable.
Now, it looks really easy in the movies, but eventually I'm going to get it. God. Man, these bottles are really hard to break.
Well, that's the thing. It's not about breaking the bottle. It's a full beer bottle. It's a pretty hefty weapon.
Unopened beer bottle.
Right.
So it's got all the it also, he's shaking it as he's beating him with it. So it's just getting harder and harder.
He just cracks and then he celebrates, pops the top.
Oh, like at a race, like at the NASCAR games.
He was
NASCAR games. God.
Threw a bottle at their head like they were a boat.
The NASCAR driving times.
The Chicago police were baffled. There seemed to be no clear connection other than the use of beer bottles as weapons.
What year was this?
This was in 78.
They had fucking fingerprints out the wazoo in 78. They're not fucking printing these bottles?
Not everyone had their fingerprints in the system.
Yeah.
After a thorough investigation, they started telling the public, like, don't accept drinks from strangers. And the police did manage to apprehend him after following a tip from a waitress who saw him leaving the scene of one of the murders.
Don't accept beer from strangers, especially when it's careening towards your head.
He did get life without parole.
They got him. How'd they catch him?
There was a waitress who saw him leaving the scene of one of the murders. So she got a hold of the police, and the police got a hold of him. In 1978, he then was convicted for multiple counts of murder. And this shocked the public because of the whole don't accept the drink from, people tend to be friendly. And so they had to start making more public safety announcements about settings with alcohol in them and paying attention to who's around you. And
it's amazing that culture starts with people taking the drink and beating you to death with it, as opposed to like putting something. Now it's something in the drink.
And they did start telling people like, hey, just because it's not used as a weapon, usually that anything can be a weapon. So don't feel. So they say don't feel like just because the person doesn't have a knife or a gun
that they can't take the table,
that they can't kill you with an everyday normal object,
with a Belgian waffle maker.
Yes, but yeah, Mike, I don't think we got time. I got a few more stories, but
you came fully loaded today. I wish I wish we had more time, but unfortunately we don't. We are MJSYWEEN, and
wait.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on, Mike. Hold on. Boo-doo-dee-doo. Hi. We're sponsored by Dungeon Studios. They make 5th edition modules for D&D stuff. You should check them out. Josh over there, he's the CEO. He's a pretty cool guy. Sound engineering's okay. It's actually pretty good. It's fantastic stuff. But they've been supporting us for a long time. You should check them out. We also have our band of the week, who is
That would be 10 for 10 with their song Moving On.
and they're fantastic. Their song will play here at the end of the episode.
I don't know where that came from. It just came out from inside of me.
And things are going good. We're in our Spooktober. It's our MJSYWEEN.
So you don't want to give it up either. There's a part of me that doesn't want to give it up.
It just hit me in there.
Yes, our MJSYWEEN
So
episodes.
we're in our MJSYWEEN episodes. So it's a lot of fun and it's pretty spooky. So just keep listening. Boo doo doo doo.
Anyway, Jeremy. So we are MJSYPod.
It's my episode.
It's your episode. You go, yep, you're right.
We are MJSYPod. MJSYP.
SYPOD.
MJSYPOD. And you can find us on all the things. We're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Leave a comment. Subscribe. 5-star ratings on anything you can. It doesn't cost you a thing but a click. And it means a lot to us and possible future endeavors. We have an email.
I feel so naked while this is happening.
We have an email. It's ajaya@MJSYPod.com. That's UHJYEAH@MJSYPod.com. Just send us a band of the week. If there's a podcast out there that you want us to steal, send us that. We'll get in contact with them. If you have a podcast and you want us to steal that podcast, send us an email about it. We also have a phone number. Mike, what's that phone number?
It's 903. God, this is so weird. It's 903-287-0660.
You can call that number and leave a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. We play any voicemail we've gotten, and we've gotten a few. And it's been fun. It's a fun thing that we do. If there's anything... Oh, you know what, Mike? I was going to bring up anything that they can support us on. We have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon
They
page.
can support us on Patreon, where we take our interviews with the shows we steal, and we put those on our Patreon. It's about another half an hour of content per episode, and a lot of fun with the guests. It's interviewing them, not just about their show, but getting to know them as a creator as well. So that's a good thing to check out. We buried a treasure that nobody cares about. There's clues and stuff. We'll probably, whatever. There's a treasure, there's gold in it, and diamonds, and a dildo.
Well, it's thought lost to time, legendary Blackbeard's dildo.
And if things go the way they are, we'll actually be lost to time.
Yep. Yep,
Blackbeard's
you're right.
dildo. Mike, I think that's it. We got anything else?
Jeremy, I think you covered the gamut there, buddy.
if you do, we have we have another Spotify playlist. It's MJSYPod Supreme. And
Well, that's not a playlist.
well, it's not a playlist.
It's a second channel.
It's a second channel. It's got all of our Patreon content on it, so you can link Patreon to that. And we also have the MJSY playlist,
That's
which
right.
is all of our bands of the week. We have on one playlist on Spotify. Check them out. They're all very talented.
For your pleasure.
Mike, is that all? We got anything else?
I think that's it, Jeremy.
All right, love you, buddy.
All right, I love you too.
Peace.
Bye. It's weird.
Late $50 short our lives to acclimate to this stagnant cost of living. But not me, I'm moving forward. But not me, I'm moving forward. On some money just to give away. Toil
we covered a lot.
A lot.
Covered a lot. I wasn't anticipating so much. I thought it was just going to be kind of like one guy or something.
Yeah. Did you do you think in that on that farm it was ghosts or
Probably
murder?
Probably both, Jeremy. I mean, it's usually the simple answer is the simple ansr.
It was a ghost.
Yeah, ghost.
Well, I don't really want to go back to this guy's house.
Yeah, he's kind of spooky just in general. But I guess we gotta go give him his podcast
We
back.
can't leave him tied up in the closet like that.
Jeremy, wait, let's listen. Do you hear anything in the closet?
I don't hear anything.
You open it. Jeremy, you open it.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ah, fuck. Rock, paper. Wait, I can't see your hands. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah, fuck. All right, fine. I'll open the closet.
Hey, what the?
Oh, he's alive, Jeremy. He's alive.
Oh, thank God.
You guys done?
Yes, we're done. Yes, we're done. Now, okay, so I have a question.
My toe seems to have healed, by the way. Either
Healed?
that or you didn't hit me hard enough.
That's because I got scared when I got
Go ahead.
it was about to happen.
It's just, it's just kind of bruised a little bit, I guess, Jeremy. All right, Bill, I'm going to scoot you out. So now, I don't want to just untie him, Jeremy, but I also don't want to give him a knife to cut himself out and then have us leave because I'm terrified.
Let Jeremy untie me.
Jeremy, you heard it.
Yeah, I don't
you
want to do
untie
that
him.
at all. I think we should just wheel him out onto the front porch.
Oh, we could do something cool, like light a candle that's above the rope, and when it burns down, it'll burn the rope off.
What if it just catches the whole rope on fire?
Well, that's up to him. That's up to him if he wants that to happen or not.
You got any candles?
Oh yeah, this is my studio that I put millions of dollars into.
It is a really nice studio.
Oh, thank you. Nice of you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, you have great hair. I love it.
And now you try to butter me up after you locked me in a freaking closet.
Your guitar in there, it looks nice.
Well, I'm going to let you guys get to know each other. I'm going to sneeze on out of here.
Take your pants off.
Please don't.